Very serious situation in the south, the catastrophic aftermath of Hurricane Helene, the death toll rising to at least 64. Millions of people are still without power.
Just in, the death toll from Hurricane Helene is rising.
This morning, a monster storm unleashing its fury overnight on Florida's Gulf Coast. Hurricane Helene.
Helene is now the second deadliest hurricane to hit the United States in the past 20 years.
What's up, guys? This is Robert and it is time to take action. So today's video, guys, starts from right here in Clinton, South Carolina, and we are here taking a look at the house because we had an enormous storm that came through, and let me show you what it's done to this house. So as you see, this big tree, the limbs fell down off the tree and they hit the house. It tore all that off. It tore all of this off. All of these limbs came from that tree.
You want me to try to do that again?
Look at this. It has really did some damage. This entire neighborhood has really suffered. The house over there across the street, and we're going to walk around and show you what that looks like. They're having to move out of their entire house. This is some remarkable damage. Storm damage to that man's shed. There's power lines down everywhere. So stay tuned, and we're gonna show you some damage that has been caused in this neighborhood. So guys, we are here at the end of the street, and I'm gonna walk down here and show you the damage. Look at this tree. This is from the storm. This entire street, it's been 5 days and they still have no power. Look at this here. All along the street, they had to push all of this stuff out of the street. And take a look at this one. These people were lucky because if that tree would have fell the opposite way, it would have landed on that house. This is a big tree. This is a big oak tree. And it tore it up from the root. That is as tall as I am, and I'm 5'9". Look how big around this tree is. This entire tree fell across the road. Look at that, folks. Good firewood, and it's oak, so it's also good cooking wood. This tree fell across this house. Check that out. That is absolutely terrible. So as you see right there, that tree fell. Look at that. It fell, and there is the rest of it lying across the house.
Oh no!
It really damaged that house. This storm started in the state of Florida, where I'm originally from. It made its way all the way up through 4 to 5 states, and it is still causing havoc. There's still flooding going on. Rivers are still rising. We're gonna go around and show you a little more damage. So guys, we're gonna take a walk around this neighborhood just so you can see the damage that has been caused. If you see here, this power line is down across the road. This entire pole has been knocked down. You see the wires hanging off. So as we walk on down the street, these people have been out of power now for over 5 days. It has really devastated this neighborhood. So as you see this tree that we're coming onto, it has been totally uprooted. Look at that. I really feel bad for these people. So that lets you know that is a strong tree. As you see, it pulled up the sidewalk. Look at that. That tree landed on the back of that house. Look down this street. It is devastating. People are out, and they're all out in good spirit. The children are all out playing their basketballs and stuff like that. Look at this power line. Look how the post was snapped half in two. How y'all doing? This is absolutely terrible. This road has been closed. The devastation is so bad. So we're going to walk down here and show you why they have the road closed. You see the power line all the way across. And now you understand why they have no power and have not had power for days. Look at this tree. This tree is laying down. Look at the devastation. All of that's torn off.
Hey, owner.
Hello, how are you?
Where you from?
Columbia.
Oh, what you doing up here?
I remodeled a house on the street over there.
Oh, I thought you were the news media.
No, well, I'm doing this for my YouTube channel.
Please do.
Yeah,
But we're surviving.
that's good.
Right here sticks together.
That's good to hear. So you guys have been out of power now for
6 days.
6 days? Oh my goodness gracious. I just never would have fathomed this much devastation.
But now, like some of us do have gas stoves,
Gas stoves,
in the house,
right?
And gas hot water heaters. So we're all sharing, helping take, letting everybody shower. Where we
Right.
can. We all have grills, gas grills. We pulled all of our stuff out of the freezer.
Freezers. You don't have a choice
fed
but
the whole
to
block.
cook it up, because that way if it'll go bad if you don't.
Well, see, and then now you got, we need to restock, but the grocery stores are out.
They're out of
That's
everything.
Lucy, and she don't buy it.
Hey Lucy. Hey, Lucy.
But yeah,
Lucy, you want to say hi to the camera? Huh?
we can survive an ice
You-
storm. We was without power 3 days during an ice storm.
Right.
And we can survive an ice storm better than we can survive this. When it gets dark, that people are wanting to loot, you know what I mean?
Right.
So some of us stay on guard and watch out. So we are sticking together.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
You know,
Lucy?
because at this point in time, that's what we need.
Yeah, people need to come together.
They need to come together and pull resources together.
That's
and,
like right now, North Carolina's Asheville having it worse than us.
Right.
Somebody out there is worse than we are. So they're taking churches and all is trying to get stuff to the children and the babies in North Carolina.
to go up and help them out.
Even though we got it bad ourselves, we trying to help them too.
That's good. That's
Hi,
good.
Lucy.
I'm glad to glad to hear that.
Judy, nice to meet you.
Judy, my name is Robert,
Yeah.
and I'm very, very happy to meet you.
So this is Maddie.
Hello, Maddie.
Come on, Lucy.
Maddie's enjoying her trip. she's in the Cadillac.
You look at this and you think about them babies up there that ain't got.
They don't have anything. Don't have anything. And folks, look at this.
And I'm sure anything's appreciative.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Look at this. It is a big tree, and it takes a lot of resources to be able to get all this cleaned up. And most of these people, because this is not your high-end neighborhood, so most of these people really don't have the resources. Look at what this tree has done to this house. This house is almost buried. This is absolutely terrible. So that does explain why the street is closed. It tore the entire front off that house. And luckily they were able to get out alive, and they came out of the back of the house. Same thing down that end. So the lady was nice to talk to me. She didn't really want to be on the camera. So that's why I didn't have the camera directly on her. And I do respect that. So we're actually going to walk on out to the other part of the neighborhood. And this is in Clinton, South Carolina. The people are constantly working on it. We have a house that is down this street. Unfortunately, the people had only been in the house for 4 days. And this happened. That is a lot to have to deal with. We're actually coming up on this house right now, as you can see right there, with that big tree that's laying down. It landed right on the house. So I consider the house that we remodeled in good shape compared to what actually happened to these people. It's so bad that they're having to wash clothes by hand like they do in most countries. Well, not most countries, but many countries, and hang them out on the fence. Look at this house. It really destroyed this house. Look at that. That is a monster of a tree. Right on top of the house. Look what it did to the sidewalk. This root span on this big tree, folks, this is huge. That's at least 10 feet across. Look at that. It's okay, big fella. It's okay, big fella. It's okay. It's okay. Yep. Yep. Take a look at that. That is a lot of damage. Very much a lot of damage. So imagine this, but in certain areas, there are people that have it worse. Unfortunately for these people, they moved in 4 days before the storm. They bought the house and moved in 4 days before the storm. And unfortunately, their insurance wasn't due to kick in until 2 days afterwards. So insurance is not going to cover any of that. This is absolutely terrible. This is really terrible. And Clinton is a old mill town. The entire town, a long time ago, they had a mill called Lydia Mills. And the majority of the people in this town worked at the mill. And they built all these houses, were all built by the mill. So if you worked at the mill, they provided you with a place to stay. And after the mill closed down, then they sold the houses off to the people that were living in them at a very low price. So now the house in this community, they really haven't changed a whole lot. Some of them have added siding. Some of them have added shingle roofing, because most of them were tin built houses. Back in the long time ago, they call them a shotgun house, where you could see in the out the back door from the front door. But yet and still, it's home for a lot of people. This is someone's livelihood that has totally been uprooted. So at this point, most of us can only lend a helping hand and prayer, and donate wherever there's possible. That's amazing how that pole snapped off. That is dangerous. So all that wire all these posts have to be replaced. All this wiring have to be replaced. So just like the lady said, people are sticking together. They had to take all their food out of their freezers because it was getting ready to go bad, and they had to cook it up and just feed everyone, feed the neighborhood, which was a good idea. So I have another street that I want to go around, and I want to check on a lady that came to see me several times while I was working on the house on the other street there.